Hi,
How you
how you
doing?
doing? I'm great. How you doing, Tiana?
Huh?
I said, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I just finished cooking. Threw down in the kitchen. I was actually cooking while I was on TV with you earlier. But I'm finally done. So I'm just walking around. I'm hot from being in this goddamn kitchen all day.
Are you hot from the kitchen or hot from just the environment?
No, I'm hot from the kitchen, child. This kitchen is look, it's a lot. It's a lot
I
going
love
on.
it. Well, I'll introduce myself to all your people. My name's Ari Melber. I work in the news at MSNBC. I was just on TV with Tiana talking about her work, the upcoming project, the album, the new music video you directed, made it. So all that good stuff. So I love jumping on here because I want to talk to you a little more. But first of all, what were you telling everybody when you jumped on about the video you dropped?
Oh yeah, well about the video that I dropped, everybody already know it's called Made It, and it is just for all. It's for the class of 2020, all the graduates. During this time, because I know it's a difficult time right now. So I just wanted to, let all the graduates know that we were proud of them. Even from home, no matter where we were, and that we celebrate them, and that they made it. I feel like that song is like straight to the point.
Yeah. When you direct, but that one is very current because we like the video starts and we see
I mean, honestly, with this video was really just a dream of mine as far as like even how I wanted to walk down the stage and just, get my diploma and stuff like that. Um, it was something that I wanted. Like this wasn't even really even like this video in particular wasn't really inspired by anything else but the graduates. You know what I'm saying? And also even though I wasn't going through it wasn't a pandemic when I didn't graduate, I still knew the feeling of just being sad and not feeling celebrated, and I wanted to feel celebrated. And it was just like I said, I graduated in Starbucks, so I didn't have the luxury of seeing my classmates and like throwing up my hat. I didn't get to experience prom, and it hit me hard when I became a mom. Like when I became a mom, that's when it hit me hard because I'm just like, well, how do I tell my baby how to put the little uh that thing that go on the wrist? Like I don't even know what it's called, a corsage or something like that. Like, little moments like that you see on TV and just if my, I just don't even know, and it was just like, these are things that I should know. These are things that I want to know. So I thought this was a great time because I mean, I already had the record. I've always had this record. It was always dedicated to all the graduates. So the only difference in the video is that the graduates wasn't physically there, but my
right.
original treatment, all the graduates would have been there. So I'm like, okay, well, how do we still get them there and celebrate them without physically having them here? And that's when I came up with the idea of the iPad. So I was like, okay, this is great.
Right. And so when that's you doing now, why does so much of your artistic vibe celebrate the past? I mean, when I was like, so for folks who may not know, we just were on TV where your lovely daughter made a cameo in the TV interview, which we love. But when I was researching on that and reading up, you talked about everything from all your love for '90s hip hop, which a lot of us love, to
Yeah.
when you went to the White House and you did a throwback look about Black Power. So why is it so important to you to like make, you know what I'm talking about, make history live?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember the afro. I remember the turtleneck. I remember the velvet suit. Yeah, I was feeling like Angela Davis. I mean, I love my culture. I love the legends before me, that has showed us the way and showed us the rope. And these people are the blueprint. The people that inspire us. They set the tone, and I think it's very important to show respect to that with your own little twist. You know what I'm saying? To pay homage and put your own little twist on it. I'm fine if people think that I'm too nostalgic or whatever. Like, is that's perfectly fine with me. Like, so it is what it is. But just the way that I'm inspired by them, the people that I'm inspired by, people that have been inspired by the legends and people that has come before them. But
Right.
I mean, my generation might not all the way always know that. you know, but it's all a circle of life. We are all inspired by one another. And, you know, like I said, it's full circle.
I want to ask you about all the people you've gotten to work with, and also I'm about to fix. I'm turning up my phone light. So give me one.
Hello? Hello?
You know,
Okay.
a lot of people, they look at someone in your position. Hey, sorry, that was my bad. A lot of people, when they see what you've achieved, and they're like, wow, and at a young age and in more than one field. And then you also were sort of, whatever you want to call it, like notice, recognize, whatever, work with multiple people early on, like Pharrell, Alicia Keys, and Jay-Z being around you, then going to good music. Um, how much was that validating for you in the beginning to be around those people, or was it the flip? Was it like intimidating to start out and be that young and be like, how do you find your own identity in that space?
I mean, it was never intimidating. I was always in awe. You know, like I am that artist that literally anybody that's before me that is inspirational that I respect is always the level of respect is crazy. Sometimes I be speechless. You know, like I really appreciate the people that inspires me. And sometimes it bothers people how much I appreciate the people that inspires me because you have people where in the beginning you know, you have people like a person might be inspired by somebody and then you know, when they get to where they want to be, act like they don't even know that person that inspired them or you know just things like that. And I just have an appreciation for people um that inspires me. So being around them, I was just soaking everything in. I was 15 years old, I was homeschooled, so you know I didn't really have a lot of like classmates and friends, and you know didn't really go through the high school things um that people went through. You know, instead I was being homeschooled, and then I went work with Beyonce. Being homeschooled, and went work with Pharrell. No matter where I was, whether I was with Beyonce, Pharrell, Kanye, it was just like I was doing my school, I was doing my work, you know. And it was just like by the time it was time for me to graduate, it was like I don't want to be in this house. We're gonna have to go to Starbucks or something. You know, I was so bent out of shape, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't regret anything in life, but I would have loved to experience being celebrated for all the hard, you know, all the years of hard work, you know.
100.
And I mean,
I think.
I'm being celebrated right now, just being able to be blessed. God has blessed me. I'm so appreciative. You know, I don't regret anything in life. But this made it was very important for not only the class of 2020, but for me. This wasn't a thing where it's just like, oh yeah, let me do this, let me jump on a bandwagon, like which a lot of artists do. You know, this was something that was genuine for me because this video was gonna go down with or without this pandemic. Because
Well,
this
Teyana,
song was supposed to go on KTSE.
yeah,
So this
Teyana,
video was
very
gonna
good.
go down. It was just gonna be the real graduates in real life. So nothing. This has been stamped, signed, sealed, delivered with a
Back.
T.
With a T. Well, there are artists nowadays who even they start making music just to chase clout of a particular platform or social media.
Exactly. Yeah, you start milking it, and that's why I stay true to myself. You know, my stuff may not sound like everybody else's, and everybody might not want to, you know, give me some time, my flowers or the recognition because you know they may not understand my sound, they may not understand me. But one thing I'm going to always do is stay true to myself, and that's never
Mm-hmm.
going to change. So if it take me 20 years to get my flowers, I'll wait. If it take me 40 years to get my flowers, I'll wait. But nothing's going to ever stop me from being myself. Self-love
Waiting
is
for
the
your
best love.
flowers. Well, you know what your friend Kanye said about waiting for flowers.
What you
He
say?
said, he said, if you admire somebody, you should go ahead and tell them people never get the flowers when they can still smell them.
Mmm. I can't wait to start smelling them, baby. I can't wait to start smelling them. I ain't smelled them yet, but I'm getting a little smidget, you know, getting a little smidget. But like I said, I think I'm just so buried in like work and now, you know, being a director and being
Yeah.
a mom and you know a wife and a singer, dancer, choreographer, everything, just doing it all. I'm working for myself, you know, and to stay sane And like I said, just always being myself. At this point, it's not about numbers for me. It's not about if I have a number one. I don't care about that. I'm making the music that I love. Um, I'm creating the brand for myself that I want to create, and I'm controlling my own narrative, and no one can control that for me.
And that's very powerful, especially for an artist. The the new project, the album coming. Obviously, you got a lot of fans here that support everything you do, and they're sitting here watching us. What can they expect? What's motivating or inspiring you for the album?
Ooh, expect to be on a ride, cause baby, my last album was 7 songs. This album is 23 songs, so I came a long way. They're
Mm.
broken up into 5 different studio rooms, which spells out albums. So you have Studio A, Studio L, Studio B, Studio U, and Studio M. And each studio room is different emotions. So the way it's set up by emotion rather than 2 songs may be sexy and then the next song is I hate you so much. Like I didn't want to do that. So I kind of wanted to have my I hate you so much right now in just a section, which is Studio B for Studio Bitch, for Studio I will kill you if you keep playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like those kind of records. And then you have Studio L, which is for the love making, the baby making music, and then you have Studio A, which is more, family oriented, and Studio U is like your ballads and your piano and acoustics and different things like that. And Studio M is your feel good, your mood music, and I love that because this will make you not have to playlist my album because that's how I am. I listen to songs like that. I'm like, okay, cool. I need all love songs today. I'm in this mood. So now I have to
Right.
create a whole playlist. I wanted my album to already be a preset playlist where it's like, you know what? I want to listen to Studio B today because I've been
I
quarantined
feel.
with this guy for too long and I'm about to choke him. You feel what I'm saying? Or I'm feeling a little groovy. Let me go to Studio L for some love making. I'm feeling a
Well,
little.
I love it. Well, Tiana, what's the number? How many days? How many days did it take until you get to that I'm gonna choke him point in quarantine? How many days?
um, what's crazy is this quarantine has actually gave me time to really lock in on my album because I had a time where I was like, you know what, I'm not dropping this album no more. I'm tired. I'm over it. I'm missing something. And it took for this quarantine to happen. So I was literally locked in my woman cave slash studio, and my husband was locked in his man cave slash studio, locking in his music or his interviews, his stuff with basketball. Like, so we really had a dope balance. Like, we just really meet each other in the kitchen and in bed. I cook 3 times
Mm-hmm.
a day, make sure the baby's straight, make sure, he's straight, make sure to bring his food to his man cave. And I go back into my area and we kind of work. And then we like, hey, we going to bed. And then, we go to Studio L. You know what I'm saying? We go to that Studio Room L, the little love making studio right there. So it's a
Shout
good
out to Studio
balance.
L for sure.
Shout out to Studio L. Like I mean, I recorded Studio L in my studio at home. So it's like listening to those songs, and I ain't seen you all day because you was in the man cave. I ain't seen you all day. So when you come upstairs and you full, you got a full stomach. So honey.
So let me ask you this, because I just got to talk to you for the first time today. I love learning from artists. I listen to your music. I know your work, the directing, dancing, the whole thing. So just getting to vibe with you for a few minutes today. What I'm getting is you're 100% in whatever feeling you're in. You
Yes.
are in your groove, and you're not afraid. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm sure you will. But you're not afraid to go into the darker feeling, the uncomfortable feeling, the angry feeling, and then back out to all the love and the positivity.
Exactly. I'm
Have
not
you
I'm
always
not afraid of that.
have you always been
I'm
like
so
that?
animated. Yeah, I'm very animated. As you can see in all the videos that I direct, I love to just go outside the box. And I also don't ever want my fans to feel like, oh, she's married. That means about to just give love music all day. Like at the end of the day, before I was married, before I even met my husband, I've had times where I've been with annoying people. I've had times when I've been with people that has took taken me to that point. I mean, even with my husband, like no couple is perfect. We have our tit for tats. It be about stupid stuff, but I know how worked up I get, and it can be something so small. So I know all different types of music, and it don't have to necessarily be my life, but I see it around my friends. I see it around my family. I've experienced it before. I never want my fans to feel like, oh, she's in love, so let's just get a whole bunch of love music. I want to find that balance and get creative with different subjects and different topics.
So is that a conscious rejection if some part of whatever you want to call it, the internet, society, whatever, is trying to say to someone, oh, because you are X now, you have to act X, whether that's mother or wife or husband. Do you feel like, oh, that pressure comes into you as potentially an artist and you reject it or you don't even hear it?
I honestly, like I said, I be in my own little world and I never stop being me. I mean, I see it. Do it bother me? No, because really, when I'm at home with my husband and he's even like, girl, you know what I'm saying? Like he literally loves every inch of me. Um, and that's the best feeling in the world. And that's really the validation that means the most. Like a million people out of a million comments can tell me that I'm ugly. But when I get home and my husband tell me I'm the most beautiful girl in the world, which way you think I'm going? It's not even a million comments that could bother me about that. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's really all that matters to me is have loving friends and have loving family and a loving soulmate that loves everything about you.
respect. Yeah. So with fashion and being an entrepreneur, how important is that to you, like in the years ahead? Is that something that's come along and it's fun and it's fortuitous, like okay, it came to you, or is that a big part of what people can expect from you, like in the next 5, 10 years?
Wait, say that one more time. I'm sorry.
I was saying with fashion, like because you're doing so many things. Do you see doing
Right.
fashion and designing as a big part of what you want to continue to do in the next 5 years, or not necessarily?
No, absolutely. I think that's my problem now. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, and I'm just like doing a little bit of everything. Fashion has always been within me. I mean, the first person I've ever been signed to was Pharrell. And then even being signed to Kanye, like being around fashion icons is kind of instilled in you. You know what I'm saying? And I style all my own video shoots. So I've always been into fashion. Even coming up, I've styled other artists. I've choreographed for other artists. I've literally have done artist development for other artists where I'm like literally having to create a whole look, a whole brand for a person. So, I'm just naturally a helpful person. And I think once I'm done with music, I definitely wouldn't mind, you know, um, doing those things of sort, whether it's directing, but I'm like a one-stop shop. Get your video directed, you get styled by me, need some choreography, I got you. A little bit of everything.
Yeah, 360 degrees. Well, Kanye, who you worked with, a lot of people continue to underestimate him in fashion and business years into this, when he's obviously demonstrated his work ethic and his results. Why do you think people continue to underestimate him? And is there any fashion lessons you learned from what he's built? Because it's clearly huge now.
Wait, you said people underestimate Pharrell?
Kanye, I was saying people underestimated Kanye West. Like even I was saying here, I'll pick this up. Like even I would say even within the last 5 years, people were
Mm-hmm.
like, the people in business, people in establishment, America, whatever you want to call it, underestimated. And Kanye West has built a global fashion brand that is very real. You can't argue with it. So I was asking sort of, why do you think people underestimated him, or what have you learned from what he's done in that space? Because like you, there's this musical talent, but it's not limited to just music and directing.
Right. I just think that Ye is more misunderstood than anything, because to me he means well. He means well. It's just I don't know if it all the way comes across the way he means it. You know what I'm saying? Like what he say doesn't come across the way his heart is saying it. You know what I'm saying? The way his mind is saying it. The words ain't really matching what he's saying. But
Mm-hmm.
what he's trying to say. But what I love about him is that he is somebody at his level don't want to hear shit from nobody. And he will take in everything that you're saying. Cause I mean that's like my brother. So I get in his ass if I have to, vice versa. And he takes that and it's not a thing of, well, I'm Kanye West, you did it. Like he takes accountability and will be like, okay, yeah, maybe that didn't, but that's not what you know what I'm saying? And I think being signed to him for so long and being friends with him for a very, very long time, the different levels and stages of him, he's just very misunderstood, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And
Yeah.
I guess because I know him, like that's really my friend, I understand him. But because I'm a person that does multiple things and I'm very misunderstood, I know how it feels to be misunderstood. And even with my tone, I naturally have a loud tone. And sometimes because my tone is louder, it looks like I'm being more aggressive. But your tone can be this small and you can be way more disrespectful than I'm being, you know? So I know how it feels to be misunderstood. And sometimes you can't get the right words out because it's like, rah, you know? So it's just like about learning to find the balance. And he's just, yeah, he's like a mad scientist. He's a genius, you know, and his mind is always running. His mind is running before he even wakes up. So by the time he wake up, he all over the place, you know. And I think that because he is Yay, sometimes the people around him don't really know what to do. But when you have your friends around, I'd be like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like this is what you mean. This is how it needs to be. You feel what I'm saying? So
I totally feel that.
I just think he's very misunderstood, but he really really does mean well. And he's a great, you know, he's a great father. You know, he's a great person. Um, I love him and Kim. Like their relationship is amazing. You know, so like